This is my impression of a Trump voter who is on food stamps. Here it is. So I have 5 kids, and I voted for Trump because I agreed with everything he was saying. I thought we should cut the waste from the government. But I get $2,800 a month for food stamps for my children, and he just cut it back. All the cuts he made in the big beautiful bill cut my food stamps down to $350 a month. How am I supposed to feed 5 kids on $350 a month? I can't really work because I have 5 kids and my husband is gone. So I have to stay home and raise all these kids, and the government was giving me money. So when I voted for the government to cut all the waste, fraud, and abuse, I didn't know they meant me. Here's the paper that proves they cut my food stamps.
Entitled piece of shit man has been able to get his way in so many ways. We are reaching a point where there's more and more MAGA loyalists or MAGA type people or promoters of MAGA that are starting to speak out against him. This Epstein stuff is obviously the big tipping point for a lot of them. Tariffs and stuff was for some of them. But now from the right, you're starting to hear more alarm bells, more concern, more criticism. And it's that's awesome. I'm glad that you're finally waking up to some of this stuff. But it's just okay, but what now? You guys have already created this monster, and it's so fucking annoying because what happened with Stephen Colbert recently, I feel that is not cool. It's this entitled piece of shit man has been able to get his way in so many ways. The corruption is so fucking crazy. How is this real life? How is this happening? How is he able to get away with such fucking bullshit? And the thing is, it's when more people start waking up or whatever starts happening, what happens then? What happens to everything that he has fucked up? But of course, I feel the one thing, it's the same thing that Obama did after Bush, right? It's just Bush fucked up a whole ton of shit or whatever. Obviously not as bad as Trump, but he fucked up shit. And then a whole entire liberal system, Democrats, had to come in and fix the shit that fucking Republicans did. So I feel that's what's going to be happening now, as long as Trump doesn't get away with more fucking tampering with freaking vote. I'm just disappointed in so many people when it comes to Congress, when it comes to the Supreme Court justices, all of it. It's just so fucking disappointing. Trump has literally ruined America. He's caused so much division and hate, and he's just, oh my gosh, literally, it's just what do we do from here?
My food stamp just got cut from a little over $3,000 a month to $800 a month, and I'm pregnant with my 9th child, and I genuinely don't know how I'm gonna pay the grocery bill. The money we saved by having the government pay for our groceries, we were using to pay for our mortgage. But now, if we're gonna have to use our mortgage money to eat, I don't know how we're gonna make it. It's not possible for me to go out and get a job right now because I'm pregnant with my 9th child, and it's currently summer break. So if I were to get a job, I would have to send all 8 of my other kids to daycare, which I can't afford, and I don't have any marketable skills to where I can make a job that would be paying more than the daycare cost. I have 6 different baby daddies, and I've tried going to all of them to ask for more child support, and only one of them has offered to give me an extra $100 a month, which I'm grateful for that, but it's not enough to take care of all of my kids. I'm planning on taking the baby daddy that I know makes the most money back to court to see if I can get a little bit more of his income, but I can't afford to take every baby daddy back to court to get more money. So I'm in such a bind.
I saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and she looks drunk, she looks incoherent, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet. I mean, Donald Trump literally dodged a bullet for democracy. We know what's best for us. Glad we all participated in bringing a true leader back into the White House. God bless America, guys.
A few moments later.
I'm sorry to my community for voting the way I did. Now I can empathize and sympathize with the black community. Now that it's here with us too, it's crap. I honestly, legitimately didn't think it was real. But it's real as hell. And it's obviously minority groups that are targeted and persecuted. I didn't fucking vote for this. Number one, imagine that they give you freshly squeezed lemonade, and then you drink it and you enjoy it. Whatever.
And now, with your brown ego bruised and your crumbled white fantasy, you come crawling back with your watered down lemonade analogy. He is another example that internalized racism is costly. He's only leaving MAGA now because he's just figured out that no matter how hard he betrays his own people, no matter how far he's shoved his tongue up white supremacy's ass, they still rejected him. You pretended like you didn't know racism exists for black people. You pretended racism didn't exist for you or your Latino community either. You truly believed that if you backstabbed your own people hard enough, if you spewed white supremacist talking points hard enough, demonized black and brown people, and played the obedient mouthpiece, you'd win their approval. You didn't just ignore racism, you became a willing tool of it. You helped elect a white supremacist into power, fully aware of what he was. You thought proving your loyalty to whiteness would make you immune. Instead, you might just find yourself in alligator Alcatraz.
I just saw a video of Kamala Harris speaking, and holy freaking crap, we dodged a bullet.
You are the bullet. Your sick, pathetic obsession with earning white approval from people who openly despise your existence helped push this entire country toward collapse. You didn't just put yourself in danger, you dragged your entire community down with you. You sold out your own community, leaving women, children, and hardworking people to be hunted, brutalized, and criminalized by the very people you beg for acceptance from. You willingly volunteered to be a weapon against your own people. You are the bullet. Selfish Latinos like this will sacrifice everything for white approval and will only change their mind when they don't get that approval. They are not to be trusted because the second a Latino like this is offered a tiny scrap of white acceptance, he will backstab his own community again. He will degrade his own self again for those tiny scraps of white acceptance. There are too many in the Latino community who are still so indoctrinated to still assimilate to whiteness, and he is one of them. A lot of us who vote Democrat, it's not because we are loyal to the party. It's because there are only two viable options, and one is clearly better not only for our community, but all marginalized communities and poor people, including poor white people. But that's probably too deep of a conversation for someone who just discovered racism is real last week.
With two black parents who grew up in an extremely affluent area called Alpharetta, Georgia. And I was surrounded by white people. My neighbors were white people, my teachers, my classmates, my friends, the people I loved most in this world and felt the most safe around. And in a lot of spaces, I was the only black girl, right? And these people aren't racist. These people don't see color. They don't care. They love me. They love rap music. And then I grew up. And then I started voting. And then Donald Trump ran for president. Politics became a little bit something more. It became, what matters to you? What is more important to you? People or your pockets? And the funniest thing about all of this is that the people that I grew up around and lived next door to and went to school with, these are people who were redoing their homes during the Biden administration. Okay, these are people who were buying new Mercedes and Range Rovers during the Biden administration. And then when it came time to vote, they're like, man, I gotta vote for Donald Trump to save my family. Bitch, what? You're greedy. You're fucking greedy. And that makes me scared of you. And growing up being the kind of black girl who's digestible for white people, you hear the way they talk, especially when they drink. I had one of my friends tell one of my neighbors that she was going to Arizona State for college, and that man looked her dead in her face and said, there's going to be a lot of Mexicans there. Nigga, what? I've also grown up around a lot of people of color who've made it. They put their bootstraps on and they worked for what they have. And so now they're better than their people. They separate themselves from those stupid human rights issues. When they go to the booth and they vote, all they care about is their proximity to wealth and their proximity to whiteness. I don't want to be a political person. I actually quite hate politics, okay? I want to escape and listen to music and not give a fuck, but I'm not that kind of person. I'm a Christian. I love people. I want people to succeed. I want people to do well and be healthy and happy. I think people deserve bodily autonomy, and there's just human right issues that are so important to me that I can't separate myself from, even if I wanted to. And to look at the people that I grew up around and see that they're able to separate themselves from those things, and then hit up the Mexican spot for Taco Tuesday and let Mexican people serve you You're a bitch. I'm making this video because I have a community of 700,000 people who watch me on TikTok, and I want to make my stance very, very clear. I don't separate politics from person. Not anymore. Donald Trump ruined that. I will look at you different if you think Beyonce's overrated. You don't think I'll fall out with your ass over politics? You got another thing
I
coming.
feel sorry for anyone who's being affected by the Trump administration and voted for Trump. I do not care. There is a girl on here, her dad has cancer. She voted for Trump. He's about to get deported, and she's coming on here sharing her sob story when she voted for this. People who voted for Trump and now are affected, they only care now because it's affecting them. That is just the plain truth. People are coming on here complaining. The people that who have construction companies in Florida, saying that the deportation thing that they're doing is affecting their business and they did not vote for this. I could care less. You guys deserve to face every single thing. You guys didn't vote for how the economy would benefit from this. You guys voted because you thought nothing would happen to you, and I don't care. I don't care to see what's going on right now if it's directly affecting you as an individual.
People on the left who have never been part of MAGA wonder how people get sucked into MAGA. And I want you to follow this comment and go watch the whole video. Go watch the whole video and then read the comments. They have no media literacy. I watched that whole video in like five seconds and I clocked it. But MAGA does not know how to discern fact from fiction. They don't understand what satire is. That's why it's so easy for them to fall into a cult, because they're gullible. Anything that fits their narrative is good to go, is a-okay by them. If you've gone and watched the video by now, I used this comment as an example, but they really think this guy's getting $2,800 a month in food stamps. They have no concept, no grasp on reality. They just see things, it goes either with or against their narrative, and they make an assumption. They have no discernment, okay? I'm not saying feel pity for these people. I just want you to understand what I understand.